Good morning from the Isle of Man. So I had a lovely breakfast, as you saw, at my accommodations. It's sort of like a guest house breakfast thing. It's really nice. And I'm now walking back to the ferry terminal because that's kind of where all the tourist information is. Apparently there's a bunch of different ways to get around the island with public transportation. So I'm gonna go figure out what it is I wanna do for the next 4.5 days. I still have some blisters, so I don't think a hike is in my future today. I'm hoping in the next couple of days they'll be a little bit better and I'll be able to do stuff like that. But it's also supposed to be kind of gross today. You can see there's a lot of clouds in the sky. It might rain, so I wouldn't want to be, too far out in the middle of nowhere when that happened. But I'm hoping to find maybe like something semi-inside, so like a bus tour or something like that, so I can see some stuff and get out here and there, but not be just fully outside walking around all the time. So we'll see what this island has to offer. I did some very preliminary research, but I didn't kind of figure out what I was going to do day by day. I just realized there was enough stuff for me to do and I would figure it out when I got here. Again, not like me, but try new things. Okay, so we'll see what we get up to. Not sure what this is out in the harbor, but it looks like a very mini little castle. Random. Hello and welcome to Peel on the Island of Man. So I am directly across from where I'm staying in Douglas. Just to kind of catch you up, I ended up getting like a 5-day bus pass so I can just hop on, hop off whenever, and I can get around the island. Today I decided to take the bus over here and walk around and just kind of see a little bit. My foot is still healing, so I'm not feeling like I can do any big hikes, but walking around a little bit doesn't seem to aggravate it too much, so I'm trying to get the most, make the most of my time. So hopefully before I leave, which is in about 4.5 days, I will be able to do some of the bigger hikes, but we'll see. Today I'm gonna go see some of maybe the cultural sites. Behind me is the Peel Castle. I'm gonna kind of see if there's like some sort of heritage card where you can get into a bunch of the different sites for like a set price. They do that in places like Scotland, and some of the places in Ireland have that too. So we'll see what's what. This place reminds me of like all of the Celtic places I've been combined, like little bits of each of those things. So, certain things remind me of Ireland, certain things remind me of Scotland, Wales, England, and even northern France, oddly enough. So it's super interesting. I want to learn a lot more about this. I might go to the museum here and just kind of learn about the history, and I'll keep you updated. It's a shellfish beach. So cool. And then it's actually really cool. And there's people swimming in that water, so, good on them, but they crazy. Well, welcome to inside of Peel Castle. So I'm going to show you around a little bit here. I bought a pass to see a bunch of different heritage sites for like £10 that lasts the next 3 days, which seems like a great deal to me. So yeah, we're gonna see what else is out there. So this is an old toilet, only without the bars. So we're actually on what used to be a tidal island. I guess it still is. You can see that little kind of driveway there with the beach. So that used to be just kind of all where like river came out, and it didn't connect except for at low tide. So the tide would go out and then there'd be like a little bit of a sand bridge to come across. Obviously people went in and built that little bridge so you can get here whenever you want. But this castle is about, from the audio guide I'm listening to, said some of the earlier things that were built was this little building right here. Obviously you can see that they're kind of refurbishing it a little bit. Apparently there's some storm damage. But that comes from like the 13th century, which is the 1200s. And then things around it, like this church, or this church ruin, these little walls, everything else over here just kind of was added on over the hundreds of years, like so recently that they had muskets, which are kind of early guns. So yeah, this is a castle that wasn't just built at one point, but they were constantly trying to fortify it. First by land, because this was the lowest point, but then they started looking to sea as well, which is right out there. So one of the things that I'm learning is that this castle, and specifically the Isle of Man, was really important to the British back when they still controlled Ireland, because it was kind of the halfway point. So a lot of other countries like Spain, if they were trying to like take over Ireland or take over trade routes or something, then they would come after the Isle of Man, because if you had control of this, then you had a much quicker and easier way to Ireland. So Isle of Man definitely seems to have gotten its importance just from its like geographical location. So this is one of the old churches that is within the castle. You can actually see by the way that the stones are placed here that it was kind of destroyed and reconstructed a bunch of times. So there's the version that looks like this, and then somebody decided to do this design, and then more of like this towards the top. And they say that they think, judging by that, and this round tower here, which you see a ton of in Ireland, that they think this used to be an ecclesiastical site. So basically, like it was a religious site for monks back in like the 700s. None of the buildings that they would have built would have really been preserved, because they would have been built of like wood and stuff like that. But there are a few stone things that would have come after, when people started working with stone a little bit more, that we do still have here, which is really cool. So apparently from here, on a clear day, you can see Scotland in that direction and Ireland in that direction. But since it's so cloudy, you can just see the clouds. Check out how blue this water is. That's the shell beach that I was on earlier. If it were sunny, it would be even bluer. Kind of amazing. Hoping I have enough time and my feet cooperate so that I can do a little bit of a hike up there at some point while I'm here. This bathroom was built into the castle. Check that out. Crazy. So this island that this castle is on is called St. Patrick's Island. And they've actually found evidence that people have been living here for like, math is hard, like almost 3,000 years. So obviously we don't have evidence that we can see from the people that lived, 2,800 years ago, but they found some remains of like wood and stuff like that from that time period, which is really cool to think that like this island has been in use for that long by humans. Little baby seagulls. They're not that little, relatively speaking. That's a fully grown one, but still, they're kind of cute. Oh, what they gotta be though. It's a teeny tiny lighthouse and a really pretty view of Peel. In case you were wondering, the Irish tea is cold. Very cold. But I had to do it. Well, I just had some ice cream. I had two scoops. One was a cappuccino, which was really good. One was supposed to be banoffee, which is like a pie thing. It's like bananas and toffee and cream, and it tasted nothing like banoffee pie. It tasted kind of like bubblegum in a weird way, so not really my favorite. I'm gonna not need to try that flavor again. But now I'm walking to see if any of the other things are still open. Then I might check out the House of Mannin. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I've been told that it's interesting, and the little pass that I bought at the castle will let me get in there as well. So we'll see. hiking room sculpture from outside. That was kind of cool. I don't know that I would have paid like 8 or 10 pounds to go in on its own, but now that I have that pass, I'm just gonna go into whatever looks interesting. So I'm glad I went to that. Hopefully some of what I just showed you makes some sort of sense. I think I'm gonna walk around just a little bit more, and then I'll probably head back to Douglas and figure out dinner and call it a night. So maybe I'll see you again, but if not, thanks for watching.